Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new around here, my name is Divyanka and I'm a doctor of pharmacy here in the US. On this channel, I am striving to provide both you and I with resources to help live our best and most productive life. Today's video is actually introducing a new topic to the FocusRx channel, but I am super excited about it. I think that it's really going to help a lot of us, and yes, I said us. I'm going to be learning right alongside you. I have a good basic understanding of finances, but nothing too deep. So as I'm learning, I would love to share what I'm learning with you guys and see how we can help each other. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over some personal finance basics that you should really know and that will help you. As always, I hope this video is helpful for you guys, so let's just jump right into it. The first basic foundation is to understand that budgeting is key. We all know this, we all have heard of this. I'm not reinventing the wheel here at all, but I want to mention this because I feel like budgeting comes with such a negative connotation sometimes. And I think that there just needs to be a perspective shift, and that negative connotation and that, fear of starting to budget or looking into budgeting will kind of go away. I think that at first when you think about budgeting and setting a budget, it kind of feels constrictive. It feels like someone is limiting you only to your budget, and I feel like that's why a lot of people don't want to set one and then don't want to abide by one. But if you just switch that perspective, I think that when you think about budgeting kind of as a tool and as a roadmap, it can actually be the reason you feel more financially free. The idea of a budget is not to stick to it to the T. It's merely a roadmap, something to follow, and you're not going to abide by it 100%. Odds are you're going to abide by it between 70, 80, 90%. Some percentage you're going to abide by it because you've created it and it's there. And just doing that has an unconscious effect when we're buying things, etc. We kind of know what we're supposed to stay in. So if you set a budget for food, let's just say for $500 a month, but you know you spent like $1,000, then you know you're outside of that, and you mentally, again, have a mental note, and at least it'll help you abide by that roadmap better. So A, switch your perspective about budgeting, and B, really use it as the tool that it is. It is super helpful and can really help you, again, be and feel financially free. If you're creating a budget for the first time, the rule of thumb is generally to track your spending, whether through credit card, debit card, writing it down, whatever it is, tracking that, and then creating a budget based on those spendings. And here the rule of thumb should really be you should be spending way less than you're making, especially when you account for things like savings, 401k, your health benefits plan, etc. So you should definitely overall be spending less than you bring in. Again, that makes intuitive sense. How are you going to spend money you don't have? But again, this happens all the time. So just make sure that you have set your roadmap. And again, this will help you be financially free. The second tip is to create an emergency fund if you haven't already. If you have, work on building it. Again, this is a concept that is not foreign. It is not new. You have to prepare for the emergencies that can happen in life. Moreover, you don't want to be in a situation where you can't pay for something. You end up paying for it via a credit card, and it lands you in X amount of credit card debt because you can't pay it off immediately, it accrues interest, etc. Again, emergencies happen all the time, so it's honestly just better to be prepared. Most people say to put $1,000 into an emergency fund. I don't think $1,000 is really enough. I think $1,000 is a great place to start, but I think a good goal for an emergency fund would be between $5,000 and $10,000. So again, if you haven't started, just start making small deposits to get you to $1,000 so you at least have that, and then grow it from there. The next tip is to use your credit cards smartly. Again, I feel like credit cards at least used to have a negative connotation. And I think they do if you don't know how to use them. Credit cards come with many perks, and the worst thing you can do is get in credit card debt. But if you manage your credit cards smartly, you'll never have credit card debt, and you'll always receive the perks that your credit cards give you. The main rule of thumb with credit cards is just to make sure you're making your monthly payments in the full amount that you owe. When you don't pay your credit card in full, that's when interest accrues on the leftover amount, and that is what's really dangerous with credit cards. Credit card interest rates are super, super high, and so you're going to be paying a premium on these purchases you've made, and you're going to be paying even more than you already have. So again, A, does it not only make sense to not do that? You don't want to be paying more for your purchases, but B, it's not good for your overall credit health, financial health, etc. So know how to use your credit card smartly. pay them all off, use the perks. And if you don't have that self-control to be good with credit cards, then don't use them. But again, I think overall credit cards are sometimes seen with a negative connotation. I think they are great so long as you're using them correctly. The next tip is to plan and make sure you're eliminating any of your debts with the highest interest rates first. When it comes to debt management, you of course want to get rid of all your debt first. But if you have multiple streams of debt, what do you get rid of first? Again, interest rates are really what kill you. And so what you want to do is make sure that you're working your way from the most high interest rate that you have to the lowest. Why I'm even mentioning this is because a lot of my audience, you guys, are students. And for us students, of course, especially as graduate students, most of us do have student loans. Now, student loans specifically are usually the loans with the highest interest rates, especially when you do it through a private lender. The average interest rate with a private lender can be anywhere between 10 and 15%. And when your loans are on an average $200,000, as you guys can imagine, that 10-15% is a lot of money. And of course, that interest is growing anytime you're not paying back your loan. So again, that's a lot of money. Now, one thing I really want to work on this channel is not only financial literacy, but specifically for you guys, for students who are out there who need those resources. So to do that, I am so happy to announce FocusRx's first partnership with an amazing company called Juno. If you guys have not heard about Juno, Juno was actually started by 2 Harvard business graduates. They're relatively new, and to date, they've helped 300,000 students globally find the best student loan deals or student loan refinancing deals. Juno uses the power of group buying to help people to get the lowest interest rate possible on new student loans and student loan refinancing. So I'm sure many of you guys have gone shopping for interest rates for student loans, but if you guys haven't, I have. So I can kind of share what that process is. You basically have to go to all these different banks, go through the process, give them your information, give them your credit score. They'll do a pull of your credit score. They'll do all of that to give you an interest rate and a loan amount. Now, doing that for more than one bank, as you can imagine, can get extremely tedious. But when you're shopping for the lowest interest rate, you kind of have to do that. So Juno is great because they do that for you. And not only do they do it for you, they have partnerships in place that will actually get you the lowest interest rate possible, more than what you'll find on your own. Moreover, as if Juno couldn't get any better, they are actually a totally free service. It does not cost you anything to use Juno and get an interest rate that is the lowest. It costs absolutely nothing for you to sign up with Juno, use their service, and even if you do take out a new student loan with the lender that they recommend, it still doesn't cost you anything to go through Juno. Also, they have many different free financial resources on their website, like different calculators, blog posts, and other such resources. So definitely be sure to check that out. Again, it's super easy to sign up if you guys are interested. The link is in the description bar below. It'll be the first link you'll see. It'll take you straight to the Juno website. You can sign up within 2 minutes. Again, it is totally free. And overall, as we're talking about saving money and personal finance basics, this is another huge way to save money. Again, interest rates are something you should always stay clear of, especially the high ones. But when it comes to student loans, you kind of don't have a choice. So when you don't have a choice, go to Juno. They'll help you figure it out and get you the lowest rate possible. Lastly, I just want to share, I will never ever endorse a company here on FocusRx that I don't fully stand behind or use myself. Now, in all transparency, I have not used Juno so far, but I actually will be using them in the near future. If you guys know, you guys can refinance your student loans multiple times, and I have actually refinanced mine. So in the near future, I'll be looking to possibly shop for new interest rates again. When I do that, I will 100% go through Juno, and I will try to bring you guys along on that journey as much as possible so I can share my experience with you guys as well. Again, I'm just trying to be as transparent and as helpful as I can. So Juno, check it out. The link is in the description bar below. And now on to the next tip. The next personal finance basic tip you need to know is that you need to invest in your retirement as early as you can start. Usually you can't until you work for an employer, and you set up your 401k account through them. And usually companies have a match program. So what that means is for every dollar you put into your 401k, they will match that until a certain amount of money. That amount is usually determined by a percentage of your income. So usually 4, 5, 6% of your income will be the max. So that's how much they'll match with you for your 401k. Again, that's kind of free money. For every dollar you're giving, you're matched $1. And 401k money is tax-free. So you don't get charged tax on the money that goes straight into your 401k from your paycheck. So again, all these perks are great. Investing for your retirement is absolutely key and you must do it. So learn about it now, do it now, and start as early as possible. The next tip is to make sure you are all good in terms of insurance. Again, one of those things we don't learn about in school, but usually it does come with your employer. So many employers have health and dental benefits, and then usually some other benefits such as pet insurance, etc. If you live in an apartment, you might need rentals insurance. If you have a car, you might need auto insurance. So insurance is definitely a big thing. You need to know how it works. You need to get the best rates, all of that stuff. So learn about it, make sure you're sound, and make sure you're covered in terms of insurance. Again, this is all super useful, especially when you go to the doctors or if you have any kind of emergency, health, auto, apartment, etc., any of that. The next tip I want to share is actually setting tangible money goals. When it comes to goals in general, you should make them as tangible and quantifiable as possible. But again, especially when it comes to money, it's not enough to say that I want to save more. Okay, great. How much? It's more helpful and better to say something like, okay, look, I only save 5% now, 5% of my paycheck. I should be saving 10% of my paycheck. That again is a number you can see. So if you can look back on the last month and see that you didn't save 10% of your income, then you know that you need to change that. So again, that's an example of a tangible, quantifiable goal. Or if it's something like, I want to save $50,000 by this amount of time. Like, again, these are things that you can strive for, but you need that actual tangible goal to provide you that roadmap and that clear direction as to where you need to go. The next tip is to keep track of your credit. I'm sure all of you guys have heard of a credit score, but honestly, credit is just how the US and this nation works. If you've had a car loan before, it's easier to get a car. If you have a house loan before, it's easier to get a house. If you have a good credit score, which means you are good at borrowing money, you can get more allowances on your credit cards. You can borrow more money in general. You can get a bigger loan. So basically, your credit score is the track record of how you spend and maintain your credit. And everything is based upon that. So as you guys can see, it's incredibly important. There are so many banks nowadays that are directly linked within your account to a FICO score reader, so you can always know what your credit score is. And again, this is really important. Look into the factors that raise your credit score, that lower your credit score. Look into how you can increase if it's lower. Again, keep tabs on it, know where it is, and this is going to help you with everything. Again, like I said, student loans, credit cards, everything. And my last tip is to make sure you know all of the benefits and perks you receive from your employer. Outside of health benefits, your paycheck, bonuses, and retirement, usually most companies offer a lot more, such as reimbursement programs, especially during COVID. Any other kind of reimbursement programs, usually companies do it for things like gym memberships or health, or any other perk that your company may have. Be well versed in it, know what your company can give you and can provide for you, and then make sure you're utilizing it. If your company gives you a $100 reimbursement every year for fitness wear and you just never use that $100, it's kind of like you lost out on that $100. So again, the only way you're not going to do that is making sure that you know kind of what you're owed. So always know what your benefits are, always know what your packages are, and make sure you're getting them. Overall, that is what I had to share with you guys for these personal finance basics. I hope this gives us a good foundation and starting place to kind of build off of this financial knowledge on this channel as time goes on. Of course, I'll be doing so many more videos on this. And if you guys have any specific questions, feel free to reach out via email, DM, comment below. And if it's worth it, I will answer via a video. So again, make sure it helps all of you guys out there. If you guys are in the process of looking for a new student loan, or you just graduated and you're looking to refinance your student loans, you guys want to make sure you're getting the lowest interest rates. So definitely check out Juno. For that. The link again is in my description bar below. In full transparency, for this partnership, I do get a percentage commission, but it's only if you guys actually get a loan or refinance your student loan through them. But again, it doesn't cost you anything, so you might as well help your girl out. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. But I really do mean that. I hope that this topic in and of itself proves to be really helpful for you guys. I'm super excited to be diving into the topic of finance on this channel. And of course, if you guys ever have any video requests, send them my way. That is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I know I say it in every video, but I hope you guys know I really do appreciate it. That is it for today's video, and you guys will of course see me in the next one.